Well, this week is Thanksgiving, and I pray that you have a good week this week. Hopefully you can get together with family and friends and spend some time being thankful. Highly encourage you not to participate in the Black Friday foolishness. It always amazes me how we'll spend Thursday saying, "Oh, thank you, God, for all I got," and then on Friday we'll be out there beating everybody up for getting the things that we were thankful we didn't have in the first place. I want to talk to you a little bit about the cause for thankfulness, why we should be thankful, what we have to be thankful for. What is it that you have that you're thankful for? I look at my life, and I do this every year, and I pray we do this more than just in November. I'm thankful for my wife. I have an incredible wife. I love her dearly. Beautiful, wonderful, supports me. We've been married for 20 years, and I love my wife. My kids, I have incredible kids. Thank God for them. They've made my life better. I enjoy being a dad. I can't imagine not being a dad. I love my extended family, my mom and dad, my brother and his family, all his kids, my sister and her husband, and thankful for all my extended family, cousins, aunts, uncles, my wife's family. I love those things. And my church, man, I can't neglect my church. I pastor an amazing church here in Central Arkansas at Poen Assembly of God, and surrounded by some wonderful people. I've had a good life. I really have had a good life, and I'm thankful for all that God has done for me and appreciate it. And, what is it you're grateful for? But as we're talking about what we're grateful for, let me remind you that life is usually what happens when we're busy living. There's things that happen that aren't so pleasant. You've heard the old saying, "Into every life a little rain must fall." And in the middle of our good life, in the middle of whatever life we're having, there's going to be difficult moments. There's going to be hard times. There's going to be things happen that, well, they're not fun. They're not pleasant. And that's really where I want to go this morning. The Pilgrims celebrated Thanksgiving because of all they encountered, of all they went through, of all they had to endure. And I want you to consider that first Thanksgiving meal. We look at pictures of the Pilgrims sitting around this long table with Indians all around them, and they're eating wild game and all sorts of things. And I don't know that that's exactly how that took place, but I want you to consider when they started celebrating Thanksgiving, when they had that Thanksgiving moment, consider what was in their mind. Consider what was still fresh in their hearts, because they had memories of evil treatment by evil men in England. That's why they left. They left to be out from under the tyranny of England, to be able to live for God as they felt like they needed the freedom to do. And they had evil treatment even from the church when they left. And then the voyage over, they had to watch friends die, loved ones die there on the boat. And then they get over to the New World, and death through all kinds of means. As a matter of fact, as they went through that winter, I saw in one place in studying about the first Thanksgiving, that of those that left England, more than half of them were dead by the time you got to the first Thanksgiving celebration. There's no food, no promise of food to come, no warmth. Many of them died in that winter time, so that when it came time to celebrate, they weren't celebrating what they had to go through. They celebrated that they made it. Hard times aren't just normal, they're necessary. We need the hard times. The Bible tells us in James chapter number 1, starting in verse 2, it says, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith," there's a place that you could just sit down right there at and try to figure that one out. "Knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience," or other translations say perseverance. "But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. If we don't go through the hard times, we don't become the people of God that God needs us to be. If we don't go through the hard times, we don't value our faith. We don't value what we've learned. The cause for thankfulness stems from having endured through things and overcome it, and then celebrating what I got out of that. Look back at your own life, at the hard things that you've had to come through. And then recognize that what doesn't kill you, as Nietzsche says, and there's not a thing I care for about Friedrich Nietzsche's sayings except this one: those things that do not kill us only serve to make us stronger. As we have come through the hard times, we come through it realizing, you know what, I'm better for it. As God has allowed me to go through difficult times in my life, I realize God has made me a stronger person. I realize there's muscle on my spiritual skeleton. I realize I'm better for having gone through it. It's hard to thank God for hard times. But as you go about this week, and as you step into Thanksgiving with all the turkey and trimmings and football games and hopefully family and I pray a good time. As you're thanking God for all the good things that are in your life, I want to challenge you to thank God for the difficult things. Because the difficult things are the things that made you who you are. The difficult times are the things that made you stronger and better. I pray you have a great week, a great Thanksgiving. And from me and us here at the Tracking the Christ Life Ministries and Poland Assembly of God, we want to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving and a wonderful season of celebration coming into the birth of Christ. God bless you. We love you. Have a wonderful week.